Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another tarot reading from me. This is going to be about future spouse or future long-term romantic partner. So this is for those of you who do not want to get married, or maybe you don't believe in marriage. You don't necessarily have to think that this is going to be about an official relationship. It can just be your next long-term partner, romantic partner. And I'm going to be focusing mainly on personality, interests, and careers. I am not going to be talking about basically not much else, other than these topics. So I'm not going to be focusing on physical appearance unless something stands out in particular. Then I'm going to mention it. But I'm not going to be focusing on appearance or how you're going to meet this person, or when you're going to meet this person. I'm going to save these topics for maybe future videos because I want to keep it as specific as possible with this question. And also, I'm going to be doing something experimental in the sense that I have written some handwritten notes on astrological placements because I love astrology, and also I have an astrology channel, so feel free to check it out if you're interested. I'm gonna link it in the comment section, in the pinned comment, and also in the video description. But I thought it would be interesting to throw astrology in the mix, so I've also added some key placements that I'm gonna be extracting some messages from that bowl and give you some extra characteristics based on astrology after I interpret the tarot cards. Okay, that being said, once again, I recommend that in order to choose your pile, you should take some seconds and breathe deeply, exhale slowly, make sure that the exhaling is as slow as possible because that will calm you down. And keep your eyes closed and focus on the question, who is my future spouse, or who is my future boyfriend / girlfriend, whatever you want to call him or her, or anything in between. Focus on the question and then open your eyes and choose instinctively. Try not to overanalyze, don't choose a favorite color, etc., etc. Okay, so these are the 4 options for those of you who want to choose with crystals alone. So this is the pile number 1, which is the iolite crystal. It's dark blue, grayish. And pile number 2 is the malachite crystal. I hope that it's visible. Don't know if it's visible. It's dark green. This is pile number 3, which is the rose quartz. And this is pile number 4, which is the aventurine. It's light green. Okay, so these are the 4 options. Take as much time, pause the video, and meditate and choose your pile. Of course, you can listen to one or several if you're drawn to several of them, or maybe even all of them, and see which messages resonate. Okay, I will see you at your reading. So hello once again. This is going to be for those of you who want to choose with an oracle card. I'm going to be selecting the card now. And I'm going to be adding timestamps so you can skip directly to the selection. Spirit, tell me, who is pile number 1's future spouse? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? The people who will choose the iolite crystal, who is their future spouse? Spirit, help me out here. The people who will choose the iolite crystal, who is their future spouse? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? People who will choose the iolite crystal, who is their future spouse? All right, Spirit, the people who will choose pile number 2, the malachite crystal, who is their future spouse? Who is their future spouse? Help me out, Spirit. Who is their future spouse? The people who will choose pile number 2, Who is their future spouse, Spirit? People who will choose pile number 2. Who is their future spouse? The people who will choose pile number 3, the rose quartz crystal. Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? This one. Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Pile number 2, the rose quartz. No, I feel like this one. Okay. Spirit, tell me who is pile number 4's future spouse? The people who have chosen the aventurine crystal. The people who have chosen the aventurine crystal. Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Help me out here. What characteristics do they have? What personality? What career? What kind of a person are they? Who is pile number 4's future spouse? Okay, so let's see. Pile number 1. You have the elixir of life and this card right here. So you have the iolite crystal or this card with the elixir of life. Pile number 2, the malachite and oh sunny day. This card over here that says oh sunny day. Okay. Pile number 3, the rose quartz or this card that says like a bird. Very nice. Pile number 4, the aventurine or this card that says tiny triumphs. Okay. Sorry if it's not really clear here with the light, but you can pause when I show the card and meditate upon the cards. Okay, so these are your 4 choices. Once again, I recommend that you take some deep breaths, focus on the question at hand of who's going to be my future spouse or my future long-term relationship partner. And, you know, meditate with your eyes closed, focus on the question at hand, and then choose instinctively. Okay, and I will see you at your reading. So hello once again. I decided to present the 4 piles once more clearly because they were not showing clearly enough. Okay, so you have to choose between pile number 1, this card right here, or this iolite crystal. Pile number 2 is this card right here, or this malachite crystal. Pile number 3 is this card right here, or this rose quartz crystal. Pile number 4 is this card right here, or this aventurine crystal. So once again, I do recommend you close your eyes, meditate upon the question, take some deep breaths, exhale deeply so that you can calm yourself down. Meditate upon the question and take as much time as you need. Pause the video and then open your eyes and choose the first pile that stands out to you instinctively or intuitively without thinking too much about it. and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. This is your reading if you have chosen this card, Elixir of Life, or this iolite crystal. This is going to be the shuffling part, and you can skip directly to the interpretation because I'm going to be taking my time. I'm also going to be reading the description for the oracle card after I select the rest of the cards. All right. So, Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse or future long-term romantic partner? What characteristics do they have? What characteristics do they have? What personality traits? What interests do they have? What kind of people are they? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? Help me out, Spirit. The people who have chosen the iolite crystal. What can you tell me about their future spouse, Spirit? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of person are they? What is their personality? What character traits do they have? What interests do they have? What careers are they working in? Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What personality do they have? What interests? What talents? Help me out, Spirit. Pile number 1. The people who chose the iolite. Help me out, Spirit. What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? The people who have chosen the iolite crystal. What characteristics do they have? What line of work are they in? What careers? What hobbies? What jobs? Okay. Trying to get the image together. Okay, so you have the 6 of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the 3 of Wands, the King of Cups, the Ace of Wands. Okay, let me see some more cards. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of person are they? Having some technical problems today. Okay. Spirit, what kind of a person is pile number 1's future spouse? What can you tell me? The people who have chosen the iolite crystal. What kind of people are they? What character do they have? What personality traits? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What personality traits do they have? What careers? What interests? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse, Spirit? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? Who are they? What talents, what interests do they have? Pile number 1's future spouse, what careers are they in? What kind of people are they? Okay, that one really wanted to come out. I'm gonna get 2 more oracle cards. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What personality do they have? What careers are they in? What line of work are they in? What interests do they have? What interests do they have? What can you tell me about pile number 1? Pile number 1's future spouse. Okay, so you have the humpback whale and the wolf. Okay, I'm gonna put these over here. Sorry, dog, not the wolf. And you have the Hierophant, the 4 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, oh, okay, the 6 of Swords again, okay, I don't read reversals, 9 of Cups, huh, unbelievable amount of cups going on here, pile number 1, but okay, so these are the cards. Now I'm going to read the description for the oracle cards. So you have the humpback whale singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. And dog friend. Today I will love without condition. My energy and enthusiasm are an inspiration. I choose to be happy. I am a protector and a friend. And now I'm going to read the description for this oracle card, the elixir of life, number 15 in the booklet. Let's see. Healing, consolidation, reinvigoration, truth. A woman is leaning, a woman is leaning towards a deep red rose. She faces the flower with her eyes closed, concentrating on the lush bloom. She is receiving the sweet scent of nature and the energy of life. The wind rustles her hair, whispering the truths of the universe into her ears. She can hear her own breath mingling with the wind. Sitting quietly in nature by a stream or in a garden can help still your wandering mind and heal a troubled heart. So these are more messages for your future spouse or your future romantic partner, not for you, I would say. Or maybe they can also be for you. If it resonates with you as well, then it's probably also for you, or that you are maybe mirroring your future spouse right now. So what can I tell about your future spouse's personality? First and foremost, the Six of Swords came out twice. So I can see that this is a person who has gone through quite a lot of things, if for no other reason, just because this card came out twice. But if that wasn't enough, you also have the Eight of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Cups. So this is a person who has gone through quite a lot of emotional heartache, to be honest. And right now, I would say this is a person who is still lingering in pain about what they have lost. Missed opportunities, endings. Very interesting. This is a person who really has gone through a lot. Oh, and what I could see here, potentially, at least for some of you, is that this could be a person who is divorced. Because you have the Hierophant and all of these cards that show disappointment. So, you know, the Hierophant represents official relationships. So I feel like for some of you, that's definitely a message that this person could be a divorcee. Another thing that I can say, though, is that for some of you, this is definitely, well, someone that you're going to tie the knot with. At least for some of you. Or it could be both things. This is a person who likes to make relationships official. So this is definitely not a person who likes to fool around. And, well, it's kind of understood, since this is a reading about long-term relationships, you would expect that. But in general, this is a person who's quite serious about commitments, and especially romantic relationships. They don't, basically, they don't invest in a relationship unless they feel like it's going to lead to something serious. With the Nine of Cups, this is a person who has learned, wow, this is a person who has gone through a lot of heartache and has learned to fulfill their own needs to a large extent. I'm not trying to say that they're going to be maybe 100%, you know, Zen masters when you meet them. But I would say more than the average person, this is someone who's really quite, how should I put it? Emotionally mature, because they have not just gone through a lot of heartache, but they have used that heartache and then understood themselves, basically analyzed themselves most likely. So this could be a person who even is a therapist, I would say, because of the King of Cups. This could be a person who is in some kind of a healing profession or an artistic profession. But yeah, this person has learned how to fill their own cup, basically. This person has learned how to love themselves, I feel. And not just that, but because they have learned how to love themselves, they can easily give love. They're very generous as well. Very generous. They give without condition. And with the Singer here and all of these cups happening, this is very likely a person who is artistic. This could even be a singer or a person who uses their voice a lot. Maybe not a singer, but also with the Six of Pentacles here, could be a teacher, an orator, a public speaker, a person who, as part of their profession, they may really use their voice a lot. This is a person who's very deeply emotional, not in the sense that they cannot think clearly or like they are completely blinded by emotions, but in the sense that they have really deep emotions. When they commit, they commit. They don't fool around when it comes to matters of the heart. And I feel like it's precisely because of this personality that they have been burned badly in the past, because they're really soulful people. They're very profound. They don't like superficiality. On the dark side, and I feel like I have to mention this to some extent, like I have to speak as I find. I'm not going to just tell you the roses and everything. This person could be someone who is a little bit prone to being melancholic, maybe slightly depressed at times. I don't think they're like, pathologically depressed or anything like that, but I definitely feel like this is a person who can easily become melancholic. But it's probably part of their qualities. It's basically like a side effect of their creativity and their sensitivity. So it's like, you can't have one without the other. They're going to be really sensitive, so most likely, yeah, they're going to be prone to be melancholic. This person, what was it? Yeah. I was going to say, this person really likes, they could really like to travel. I would say pretty strongly that they do like to travel. They could be in some kind of a profession. This could be someone you meet online, unrelated directly to the topic, but this could be someone you meet online. They could also be a person who really likes the sea. They might like to swim. On the downside, they might be a bit going hand in hand with the melancholic. They could be a person who tends to dwell too much on the past. But I feel like they, of course, whether they actually are open about this or not is debatable. They may not even be open about it. But I do feel like they have a tendency to, be melancholic and maybe dwell too much on the things that they missed, maybe, or something. On the negative, I feel. They could be a teacher, like I said, or an artist. I definitely feel like strong artist, teacher sort of energy. For some of you, this is going to be a younger, I really can't say much in this respect, in the respect of age. But I can say that this person, irrespective of whether they're older or younger than you are, they're pretty mature emotionally. Like, they're old enough to have gone through some heartaches, at least, and have learned from them. Probably went through a painful breakup, and at least one very severe breakup, disappointment in their lives. This is why I said it's also likely that they are divorced. It also kind of goes hand in hand with this elixir of life energy, because this could be a person who, because of the things that they have gone through, they have learned to live in the moment and to just enjoy the little things of life. I feel like they're also a person who is quite introverted. I would say more towards introversion than extroversion, which doesn't mean that, of course, they're going to be completely shut down or anything like that. But they are more likely to be introverted and definitely sensitive, definitely. Deep emotions. It's very likely that this person has a lot of water in their horoscope. A lot of water energy, or a lot of a prominent moon energy. They're also very passionate, though, because of the Ace of Wands. This is a person who's good at initiating things. They could also be like an entrepreneur, but especially with respect to the things that I've mentioned. So things like teaching, speaking, anything that uses a lot of communication. This is also a person, I think, who really values family. They definitely have a very traditional side, also because of the Hierophant. The reason I say family is because you have a lot of sixes here. A lot of 6, you have 4 and 8. These numbers are very stable, very focused on stability, not too much, let's say, not a whole lot of adventure, which is not to say that they're going to be like completely homebodies or something, like they never want to leave the house, but their main priorities, I feel, in life, especially when it comes to relationships, are going to be stability and family. Yeah, so they could be an entrepreneur or an artist. They could also be an entrepreneur in something to do with art as well, or self-employed, maybe, not necessarily an entrepreneur. This is definitely a person who has not just a lot of sensitivity, a lot of creativity, but also a very rich imagination. They could also be a writer, even fiction. Could be a writer of fiction. So yeah, this is pretty much what I can see from these cards. Okay, now for the experimental part. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of person are they? What are their interests? What are their prominent energies, Spirit? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What are their prominent energies, Spirit? What are their prominent energies, Spirit? What can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, one more. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 1's future spouse? What kind of person are they? What are their prominent energies? Pile number 1's future spouse. Okay. So let me see. What do I have here? Virgo. Scorpio, not surprised. Rahu. Seventh house. The moon, what did I say? Okay. 10th house. Yes. Okay. So, this is a person who... So, Scorpio and the moon is a confirmation of the water energy. This is a person of deep emotions. Very deep emotions. The Rahu here, actually, since I said this is a teacher, it is, and also potentially someone you met online. It is possible that this is someone who has a strong social media presence, maybe even famous. Famous, you know, can mean various levels of fame. They could be someone who is actually famous, or they could be just famous within, you know, a circle. But they have a following, I think. This is a person who has a following. The Virgo is, and the Scorpio, both of them introverted and also sensitive, but also very analytical. Can be very analytical and very attentive to detail. And also passionate, like I said. I feel like the Scorpio is kind of like a blend. It reinforces the blend of the Ace of Wands and all of these cups energies. The 10th house shows that this is a person of status. Like, this is a person who's very career oriented. And also, like I said, quite traditionally. So I feel like this is a confirmation of what the cards have said. With the 7th house, this is a person, like I said, who's very focused on marriage, basically. And not just marriage, but I think relationships are very important to them. Romantic relationships, partnerships are very important. Also, when it comes to career, this could be a person who has a partnership-based business, or they, like I said, the 7th house actually just reinforces the possibility that this person works in something like psychotherapy, or they work, or like a teacher. They can be addressing an audience. But another potential thing is basically any kind of profession where they work in a one-on-one situation. So like a lawyer, like I said, also a therapist, but this could be any kind of therapist. It could be physical therapists, you know. With the 10th house, like I said, this is a person of, I think, status. It's also a person, they might be, like I said, being a manager, working in administration. In any case, this is someone who's pretty well known, I feel. Like, this is someone who has a pretty strong status and is also quite traditional. And also quite stoic because of these energies, this 10th house and the Scorpio and the Virgo. And also with the Rahu, actually, I said this person could like traveling, but Rahu here also shows this person could be of a foreign culture. And kind of goes hand in hand with the third, the Three of Wands. It could also be a person you meet either online or during travels. That is a possibility that I'm getting here, even though this isn't about strictly how you're going to meet your spouse, but I'm getting this message here for you. And with the moon, like I said, very emotional person, very imaginative. This is a person who is quite nurturing, definitely has a very nurturing side, irrespective of their gender. They could even enjoy mothering you sometimes. They're very sensitive, very creative. Again, they could be working in any kind of artistic profession. Very strong intuition. This is a person you cannot really lie to. If they have so much energy, especially with the Scorpio and all the cups energy, this is a person who is very, very good at reading people. So again, kind of a reinforcement. I feel like definitely for some of you, this is someone who could be a psychotherapist or someone who studies like human behavior. Could also be with Scorpio and Virgo. They could be in the medical field, but I'm definitely feeling medical field like something partnership based more, like therapy, something like that, maybe physical therapy. Of course, they could also be healers in more alternative methods or non-conventional methods, you know. Yeah. So yeah, this person could definitely be, like I said, of a foreign origin. And another thing is they could be quite unusual. Like they will have, it's really weird because you have Rahu and the Hierophant. So yeah, I would say actually considering your tarot cards, it's more likely that the Rahu here shows this person is most likely from a foreign culture or a foreign land even. Or you can meet them during a travel or online. Not so much that they are extremely non-conforming and unconventional, because in the rest of the cards it basically suggests that this is a person who's pretty conventional in many ways, but they can have a tendency to be maybe, you know, chasing a lot of things at the same time. And they also can be quite passionate to the point even of obsession in general, not necessarily with respect to relationships. They could also be working in any kind of exact science, mathematics, you know, any kind of STEM field. So I'm definitely getting a strong possibility. It's reinforced multiple times that this is someone who, like, a lot of people listen to. This could even be like some kind of a spiritual teacher, but I'm getting that less. It is potentially, you know, an option that this is a spiritual teacher of some kind, but if they are, it's probably something new age. It's probably not, you know, I don't think it's like they're gonna be like a priest or something. Even though you have the Hierophant, I don't think so because of the Rahu energy. This is also a person that could be very interested in tarot, astrology, stuff like that. And they can also be quite moody. They're sensitive, but they're also quite moody. Like, this is a person, well, it's reinforced by all the cups here and also the moon card. Like, this is a person that, you know, if they get upset, they might turn to shut down, so you need to be careful with that. Also with the Scorpio and the Virgo, which are introverted energies. I probably should mention that personally I use sidereal zodiac or the Indian zodiac, but I don't think that makes much of a difference. Take it how it resonates. I mean, I don't think it makes much of a difference in the sense that, you know, these are general energies, so it's not like you're necessarily going to find a future partner who has placements in these signs, but most likely there's going to be similar energies, you know, a combination, various combinations of these energies that I'm talking about. But yeah, so this is pretty much what I can see for you, pile number one. I hope that you have found this interesting. I definitely thought, you know, the notes, the astrological notes have basically confirmed what the tarot cards have said as well. So I think that was a nice touch, personally, if I may say so. Okay, so if you have liked it, please don't forget to comment in the comment section if you felt this resonated, and whether you liked it or not, what you liked and maybe what you didn't like. And also, if you liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. And also, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check out the video description or the pinned comment. I'm going to leave my contact information there. Thank you. Hello, pile number two. This is your reading if you have chosen this card right here, Oh Sunny Day, and or this malachite crystal. I hope you can, I don't know if you can tell that it's dark green. I don't know, it's dark green anyway. So this is going to be the card selection process, and I'm going to add timestamps. You can skip directly to the card reading because I'm going to be taking my time. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number two's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? Help me out, Spirit. What kind of a person is pile number two spouse? The people who have chosen the malachite crystal. Who is pile number two spouse, future spouse, or future long-term romantic partner? Who is pile number two's future romantic partner? I don't know about this one. Spirit, who is pile number two's future romantic partner or future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What is their personality? What is their story? What line of work are they in? What kind of a person are they? Tell me, Spirit, sorry. Pile number two. What kind of a person are they? Who is pile number two's future spouse or future romantic partner? The people who have chosen the malachite crystal. No, I'm not feeling it. People who have chosen the malachite crystal, Spirit. Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Who is their future spouse? Who is their future spouse? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Who is their future spouse? Pile number two, the people who chose the malachite crystal. I need to reshuffle. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number two's future spouse? Who are they? What kind of a person are they? What personality traits? What is their story? What careers are they in? Pile number two's future spouse, Spirit. Help me out here. Help me out, Spirit. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Seven of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. Wow. The Three of Cups. Okay. Let's see more cards. Spirit, who is pile number 2's future spouse? Who is pile number 2's future spouse? The people who chose the malachite crystal. What line of work are they in? What kind of a person are they? What is their story? What personality do they have? What interests do they have? Help me out here, Spirit. Who's pile number 2's future spouse? Who is pile number 2's future spouse? The people who chose the malachite crystal. Who is pile number 2's future spouse? Okay, if you want this one. Who is pile number 2's future spouse? Spirit, what line of work are they in? What kind of a person are they? Help me out here. Who's pile number 2's future spouse? Who is pile number 2's future spouse, Spirit? What kind of a person are they? No. Who is pile number 2's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? Who's pile number 2's future spouse? Help me out, Spirit. Help me out, Spirit. Who's pile number 2's future spouse? What line of work are they in? What kind of a person are they? What kind of a person are they? This one? Gosh. Help me out, Spirit. Spirit. Spirit, who is pile number 2's future spouse? The people who chose the malachite crystal? This crystal? What can you tell me about them? Who are they? What kind of a person are they? Help me out, Spirit. Who are they? Who's pile number 2's future spouse? No. Why is this so hard to choose one? Spirit, who's pile number 2's future spouse? Pile number 2's future spouse, the people who chose the malachite crystal. What can you tell me about them? The Three of Cups again. Whoa. The Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune again. Spirit is really in shape today. Strength. The King of Cups. The Five of Wands. Okay, these are the tarot cards. Let's see some oracle cards. More oracle cards. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 2's future spouse? Who are they? Who's pile number 2's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What personality do they have? What can you tell me about pile number 2's future spouse? What can you tell me about pile number 2's future spouse, Spirit? Pile number 2's future spouse, who are they? Pile number 2's future spouse. Who's pile number 2's future spouse? Pile number 2's future spouse. The people who chose the malachite crystal. Who are they? Pile number 2's future spouse. Who's pile number 2's future spouse, Spirit? Who are they as a person? Tell me, help me out here. This one? Okay. So, let me see. You have fox and horse. Okay. So you have horse with freedom. Your heart is pure and free. A greater purpose calls you. You have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You follow the winds of change and accomplish your dreams. Wow. Like already this is such a confirmation because look, it says you have unlimited reserves of stamina and strength. You have the strength card and it says you follow the winds of change. You have the Wheel of Fortune twice. Very, very strong confirmation. Then you have fox with clever. You are swift and smart. Swift and smart already goes hand in hand with the cards. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instinct. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. Okay. I'm gonna hold my thoughts for now. Maybe I'm gonna forget them later. I was gonna say I'm getting the vibe that this might be a person that is not a person who easily commits. Okay, so let me read the description for this oracle card. Oh, sunny day. Very interesting. Interesting photo, I mean. Let's see, I'm gonna read it from the booklet. Number 40. Oh, sunny day, new beginnings, luck, optimism. A woman with a dainty umbrella sits on a red mushroom and watches the sun rise over the horizon. How nice it is to welcome a new day, especially with 3 little talismans of good luck. The ladybug. Interesting. Oh, 3 ladybugs, okay. Embrace new beginnings. Let us forget yesterday's worries and regrets. Don't allow the past to linger into today. All the moments in this day are brand new, never seen before or since. You have the power to make good things happen. You can make today your lucky day. Okay, so this is about your future spouse or your future romantic partner, not so much about you. So this is a person who is very carpe diem, you know. This is a person who likes to seize the moment. I can already get this strong feeling here, which doesn't mean that they are completely unstable or anything, but this is definitely someone who is adaptable. So you have the Wheel of Fortune twice and you have the 3 of Cups twice. Already my feeling is that, so this is a person who in general cares a lot about friendship. They probably have strong friendship relations. I mean, look at these cards as well. Horse freedom, and it's like a group of horses. And then you also have fox clever. This is a person who's very adaptable. I would think that they have a strong Mercury energy, honestly. Like strong Gemini / Virgo in their horoscope. They're very versatile. They are also very good at making money. My impression is that this is someone who has a good financial position or will reach a good financial position. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be at the height of their financial potential or earning potential when you meet them or when you get married. But this is a person who has a strong ability to make money, and they're probably very interested in their finances as well. They are a person who is pragmatic. The Ace of Coins here, and the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. This is also a person, wow, like everything is just going hand in hand, and like amazing, because you have the Two of Pentacles, which is about juggling tasks and being good at multitasking, and then you have all this Wheel of Fortune, twice, and then the message in the card that says that you dance to the wind of change or something like that. So this is a person who really is very adaptable, very versatile, probably has multiple things going on. So this could be like multiple streams of income, multiple jobs. They're juggling a lot of things, but I think especially professionally, this could be a person who is quite driven. Like I said, they're quite driven to make money. They're good at making money. They could be into something like directly involved with money, like finances, accounting, you know, something really down to earth like that. Investments, of course. They are also a person who really loves nature because of the Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. This is a person who probably goes into nature to regenerate, to rest. This could definitely also be, similarly to pile one, I would say, this is also a potential. There's also a potential here that this is an entrepreneur. I would say even more so with this spread than the previous, because you also have the King of Cups, actually, like pile number one, but on top of that you also have the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress, the Wheel twice. So this is a person who is not afraid to take risks. So this could be an entrepreneur. This is also a person who has a lot of options in romance. This is what I was going to say initially, that I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone who has basically experimented quite a lot, like they've been around, quote unquote. They got around before you get together, before you have a relationship with them. They are a person who probably has a lot of options, and although this is not a reading on physical appearance, I can tell you that it's very likely this person is really good looking, conventionally good looking, because because of the Empress card. Most likely this is a person who's good looking, especially if this is a woman. But even if this is a man, I would say they're above average good looking, and also because of their earning ability and their charisma, no doubt they can easily, find partners. Also, I'm getting the vibe that this could be a person who has a strong Jupiter energy as well, because you have the Three of Cups, the Empress with the number 3. And then you have all these 3 energy, which is basically Jupiter energy. You also have the 8 and the 10 coming out twice. So this could be Saturn, strong Saturn, Pluto, Capricorn, Scorpio energy as well. So it's interesting because this person has like one side that is really light and versatile and likes to move around and adapt. And then they also have a side that is very committed and very disciplined, I think. quite intense, quite capable of being intense. Also, they are strong. This is a person you can rely on. They're very likely, also because of the Pentacles and the Empress, this is a person who's going to make you feel safe and secure in this connection. Also because of the King of Cups. So this is a person who really, really cares about the people in their lives, I would say, in general. I wouldn't be surprised if this is someone that you start out as friends with. That's another thing with the Three of Cups coming out twice. Or this could be a person you maybe even meet at a celebration, but that's specific. And that's pretty specific, and I think for some of you it could be the case. I mean, look at the mirroring here. Wow, the Two of Pentacles, and look at these cards. It's about juggling. This person is juggling a lot of things, right? They have a finger in every pie. This is also a person who has gone through a lot of ups and downs, and that's probably why they learn to become adaptable and versatile and resourceful. They're also very resourceful. That's a good word for them. On the less positive side, they could also be argumentative, or the Five of Wands is also another card similarly to pile number one. So like maybe you were drawn to pile number one. If that is the case, I would suggest you watch it as well, because maybe there are more messages for you there. Maybe. If you weren't drawn to it, then don't watch it. But I also generally, the Five of Wands sometimes can show a difference in background as well. Something like the partner could be, you know, from a different culture, or if they're not from a different culture or a different race or something like that, they are different from you. Okay, so there could be differences in viewpoints, in principles maybe. So this card does tend to show that there could be conflicts in the relationship. There could be. It also shows that this person may not be the best communicator. Like, I feel like they could maybe cause misunderstandings with their tendency to not communicate properly what they want, what they expect. So that's a potential negative expression. I have to speak as I find. I can't just give you, you know, I can't just give you all the sugar and rainbows and sugar spice and everything nice and all the roses and rainbows. Yeah, this person is going to feel like a gift to you. Like, they're going to feel like the universe has finally answered your prayers. When you finally do get together, or when you tie the knot, maybe. If you do tie the knot. If not, when you get together, as in, you know, and decide to be in a committed relationship. Yeah, and it's really interesting. Wow. And also here in the description, now I just realized, in the description of the Oracle card, it says something about these three, also again, a repetition of the number 3. These ladybugs. And the reason I say it's a repetition is because you have the Three of Cups twice already, and then you have number 3 on the Empress card. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is a person who might have a strong Jupiter energy. If that is the case, they're definitely wise and generous, I think. And also, this just reinforces that this person likes to spend time in nature. They probably like peace and quiet to recharge their batteries. And they're also very good at being, it's really interesting because despite the fact that they might cause, or like maybe between the two of you, maybe not this person in general, but because maybe you and this person have different opinions and different viewpoints, you might have some arguments, or basically this card just says that it's really important that you communicate clearly with this person. And that's going to save you a lot of trouble. But I was going to say that this person also has very strong empathy. a strong ability to understand other people. So lines of work, wait, let me continue, is that they also probably understand you very well. So I'm definitely getting that this is actually a really good partner. Like, this is someone who is dependable, affectionate, someone who loves to take you out, you know, show you a good time. Despite the fact that they might also be very busy, they will make time for the people they love. This person also could be, they're also very nurturing, and irrespective of their physical gender, they are someone who has a strong feminine side. They are probably good at healing, nurturing. Similarly, again, to pile number one, this could also be someone who is in some kind of a medical field or healing profession. They could also be in like planning events. I also get the sense that this is someone who changes a lot of jobs, to be honest. You know, like, depending on how you take that, some people might take it as a bad thing, some people may not care that much, but yeah, I feel like at least for a time in their lives, they have, you know, jumped around from one job to another or something, or they switched, maybe they tried several professions before they finally settle upon one or two, because I feel like this person needs to have multiple preoccupations at once. Like, even if they don't have more than one job or more than one stream of income, let's say, which I would honestly think is quite unusual for this person. At least at some point in their lives, I think they're going to have multiple streams of income. But if they don't, let's say when you meet them or when you get together, then they're definitely going to have like multiple hobbies or side hustles. Yeah, so this person is also quite pragmatic. I think that's well kind of understood from all the other qualities. Okay, so this is pretty much what I can see from the cards, really. So let me get to the experimental part, which is these notes with astrological placements. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile? Let me try not to burn down my apartment. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 2, the people who chose the malachite crystal? What can you tell me about their future partner, their future spouse? What can you tell me about their future spouse? Spirit, characteristics. What can you tell me about their future spouse? Spirit, what can you tell me? Let me see how many. 3. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 2's future spouse? Okay. So let me see, what do I have here? How many is this? Yeah, 6. 7th house again. You should definitely watch pile number 1 as well. Jupiter, what did I say? Oh my god. 10th house again. You should definitely watch pile number 1. I feel like if you've been drawn to pile number 1. Gemini, what did I say? Oh my god. Wow. 3rd house, which is also ruled by Gemini and Mercury. And Taurus. Oh my god. Wow. Thank you, Spirit, for paying attention to my messages here. Yeah, so basically confirmations of all the energies I have described before. So the Taurus goes hand in hand with the Empress and the Pentacles here. So what can I say further? This person definitely could be working directly with money. So they could be like in a sector of finance, management, you know, investment, banking, stuff like that. They could also be, aside from the fact that they will definitely love nature, they might enjoy gardening and maybe like roses and plants. Maybe they love to have plants, and even if they live in an apartment, maybe they're, you know, they really care about their plants and like recreating little parts of nature. But aside from that, they might actually work in something connected to the environment. This is a person who's very stable, very sensuous, likely has a good voice as well. They could have a good voice, a pleasant voice. And also, of course, good looking, because Taurus is ruled by Venus. Gemini and third house are, first of all, show this person has pretty good. First of all, the third house shows this person has a very strong willpower, like I said. I'm getting third house is actually also in Vedic astrology the house of entrepreneurship. So yeah, really very strong confirmations. I did not expect this little notes experiment to be this interesting. Yeah, but definitely the third house when it comes to profession, this is a person who's self-employed. Very likely self-employed, or is going to be self-employed. Maybe they're not when you meet them or when you get together, but it's very likely this person will not like to rely on just having a job. You know, they're probably going to try to make their own money, and money is really important to them. Like I said, Taurus, 10th house, they're going to be pretty focused on career. And they're also going to really spoil their partner. They're going to care a lot about their partner. Going to put a lot of focus on the romantic, on their better half, basically, on their romantic counterpart. Jupiter, if this is a man and you're a woman, this is a person who is definitely going to be a very good husband, I think, or partner. Going to be attentive to your needs, you know, going to be dependable, reliable, which are pretty much the same thing. Also, this person is pretty wise, is a person who, well, like the Wheel of Fortune coming out twice suggests, not only are they versatile, like Gemini, not only are they versatile and resourceful when it comes to finances, they also are gonna have a jovial side. With a Gemini energy, they might be younger than you are. If they're not physically younger, they will have a very youthful side, youthful spirit, you know? So they're going to be playful, resourceful. Like I said, they like to juggle multiple things. That's literally what Gemini is representing. And look at this, juggling multiple things. And also with Jupiter, this is a person who's wise, who's going to be, this is again, actually irrespective of the gender of this person, this is someone who could be a good parent. But especially if this is a man, this is a sign that this is someone who wants children, or could, this is someone you could have children with and is going to support you in raising those children. This is also a person who is probably well-read, well-educated, and even though they may not be some globetrotter, they probably have traveled quite a bit until you get together. Yeah. That's pretty much what I can say. And also this person has a pretty good status, established career, I would say. By the time you get married, I think, by the time this person, or by the time you start a serious committed relationship, this is quite a person who's pretty established, I would say, because of the 10th house and the Jupiter energy. Also, this person is most likely going to actually want to marry you. They could also be really good with their hands. So like anything that has to do with, don't think of anything naughty now. But like they're good with their hands, you know, they like to maybe be crafty, like do things around the house. And also the third house is a house that has to do with errands, running errands. So this makes sense with this person has like 2 jobs or is juggling several activities. The third house makes a lot of sense. Like they could be moving a lot on a daily basis. or they like to keep busy, and or they like to keep busy. They're also quite independent. Yeah, independent also, and with the horse as well. They're freedom loving. Oh my god, I just realized you even have the horse, which is connected to Jupiter and Sagittarius. Like, okay. Yeah, Spirit has really paid attention. Thank you so much, Spirit. And yeah, this is pretty much what I have for you. And I hope you have found this useful / interesting, because I definitely have. And please comment in the comment section with whether it resonated or not. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and hit the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. And also, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can email me at the email in the video description. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3. This is your reading if you have chosen this card, like a bird, or the rose quartz crystal. I'm going to be reading the description for this card after I select all the other cards, and also I'm going to be taking my time with the selection process, so you can skip directly to the timestamp with the reading when the reading starts. But I'm going to leave the selection process just for you to see that I am selecting basically live. Okay, so Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? What can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? Already we have one. I'm going to leave this because it just jumped out. The people who have chosen the rose quartz, what can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? The people who have chosen the rose quartz, what qualities does the future spouse possess? What personality? What personality does the future spouse have? What career, what line of work are they in? What kind of a person are they? What is their story? Anything you want to tell me? Help me out, Spirit. Who is pile number 3's future spouse or future long-term romantic partner? Who is pile number 3's future spouse or their future romantic partner, Spirit? Who is pile number 3's future spouse? What can you tell me? Anything you can tell me about them will be very useful. Anything you can tell me about them will be very useful. One more. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What can you tell me about them? What line of work are they in? What profession? What personality? Anything you want to give, Spirit? Pile number 3's future spouse, who are they? Help me out, Spirit. Who's pile number 3's future spouse? Okay, this one, fine. Okay, so we have the 3 of Pentacles. Well, we have the Ace of Swords, first of all. The 3 of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords. Okay. The 9 of Wands. The Page of Wands. The Sun. Here comes the sun. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. More cards. Spirit, who is pile number 3's future spouse? What can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? Who are they? What personality do they have? The people who chose the rose quartz. The people who chose the rose quartz. Who is their future spouse? Who is their future spouse? What kind of a person are they? What is their story? Anything you want to tell me, Spirit, I would be very grateful. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? What can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? The person who chose the rose quartz, the people who chose the rose quartz. Who is... I don't know about this one. Who is their future spouse, Spirit? What qualities do they have? What careers are they in? What can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? Pile number 3's future spouse, who are they? What can you tell me about them? What professions are they in? What kind of people are they, Spirit? Help me choose a pile. Okay, also this one. The Sun again. Thank you, Spirit. The Emperor. The 8 of Cups. The 6 of Swords. The 2 of Wands. The King of Wands. I see why you chose it. Okay. Let's get a couple of oracle cards as well. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse? The people who have chosen the rose quartz crystal. Help me out here, Spirit. What kind of a person are they going to marry or have a long-term relationship with? What can you tell me about pile number 3's future spouse or long-term partner? What qualities do they have? What kind of people are they? Help me out here. Help me out, Spirit. Who's pile number 3's future spouse? Pile number 3's future spouse, Spirit. Who are they? What kind of a person are they? This one? Really? I don't know about this one. I'm going to reshuffle. Spirit, who's pile number 3's future spouse? Help me out here, Spirit. Who is pile number 3's future spouse? I'm getting this one. Okay, let's see. Polar bear, mystic. Oh, come on. Come on. And snow leopard. Self-reliance. The reason I'm laughing is because both of these are basically cold, living in the cold weather, in the snow. Okay, both of them are predators as well. So, you are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. Polar bear, mystic. Know that challenges make you stronger. Have faith when you face adversity. Take time to rest, dream, and renew your strength. Embrace your psychic abilities. You carry the shaman within. So this is your future spouse or future romantic partner. The snow leopard to me is a confirmation of what I was going to say, which is that this person probably has a strong sun or Leo energy, because the sun came out twice and the King of Wands also is Leo energy, if you ask me. But let me continue with the description for this oracle card that says like a bird. I'm going to read it from the book. Let's see, number 22, like a bird. Focus, forward-looking possibilities, motivation. A woman full of expectations looks into the future. There are no boundaries to what she can accomplish. Like the bird next to her who flies strong and direct, she knows now is the time for focused energy. You may have found yourself losing motivation lately or questioning your decisions. The key to recapturing your passion lies in readjusting your focus to unlock creativity. Surround yourself with activities or people who make you feel inspired. They can be the breath of wind under your wings. Very interesting. So, creativity. This is about your future spouse. This is not about you. Unless you really resonate with this energy, in which case you might have something in common with your future spouse or future romantic partner. But basically, yeah, this person is very creative. Passionate, creative. Like I said, they could have a strong sun energy. Also, if you're into Vedic astrology, probably nakshatras of the sun. But conversely, they also have very strong intellect. This is a person of great integrity and principles. They're also a person who has gone through some rough experiences in life. Especially some painful endings, some disappointments, especially when I think when it comes to human relationships. I mean romantic relationships. Look at this with the Emperor. This is pretty much like a very, even if this is a woman, this is a woman who has a strong masculine side. This is a person who is basically like a protector and provider, that kind of thing. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords shows this person has prime intellectual abilities. They're very intelligent. Nobody can pull the wool over their eyes. This actually gives me both Leo and Aquarius vibes. Potentially also, let me see. A little bit of Scorpio as well. Ace of Swords also shows this person is someone who has original ideas. Very creative, very, very creative. Like, I feel like this person could be someone in even the dramatic arts. If this is someone who is artistic, they could be in the dramatic arts or a writer. Whichever profession they might be in, I think that they are quite solitary. Like, they like to work alone. And they're also very self-reliant, very competent. They're the kind of people that basically others turn to in situations of stress and turmoil. Because of the Nine of Wands, this person is pretty, this person I feel like really has gone through some rough stuff. Like, they're tough because of the experiences they have gone through. Both emotionally and I feel like in general with respect to their lives. You know, like I feel like this is a person who maybe doesn't have, I think, or hasn't had up until the point you get together. They haven't had a lot of social support, a lot of people who were by their side. I feel like these are people who have had to really do everything or almost everything on their own through their own efforts. Similarly to the other two cards, this could be a person that either is from a foreign land, well, actually, especially similarly to pile number one, similar but not the same, in the sense that this could be a person you meet online or in a foreign land, or they could be coming from a foreign land and, you know, or you are moving to a foreign land and you meet them there. But there is this like feeling that this is a person that is from a foreign place, could be a different culture. This is also a person who can easily turn things around. I mean, at the moment when you get together or when you meet them, they're a person who doesn't get easily discouraged by bad experiences, I feel. Maybe they did in the past, but they will eventually grow into a person who is very resilient, very stoic. Like I said, nobody can pull the wool over this person's eyes. This is a person who really is very, very sharp, has the ability to just see things objectively no matter what. Like, no matter how painful the truth is. That's another thing. This is a person who wants to hear the truth. Like, don't even try to, you know, bamboozle them. Like, they will really appreciate people who just tell them give it to them straight, basically. So like don't sugarcoat things because they won't appreciate. Don't beat around the bush either. Don't expect them to take hints either. Most likely they're not a person who works on subtlety. Very, very passionate. Very passionate. Very self-motivated, very driven, very independent. Like I said, I'm getting a feeling like this is a person who likes to either predominantly work alone or in positions of command, like a manager or something like that. Maybe even an entrepreneur. It is a possibility. I'm definitely also getting a feeling that this is, you know, I mean, wait, no, scratch that. I was gonna say something, but I changed my mind. I definitely feel like, yeah, this is a person who is very, very creative, probably has a lot of fire in their chart. So fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, but I would say especially Leo. With the Emperor and the King of Wands, I feel like for most of you, this is a person who's older than you are. This is also a person who's really established. Like this is, you know, at least by the time you get married, I don't think that this is someone who is, or by the time you start a relationship, or you settle into an exclusive relationship, I don't think that this is a person who is like, you know, still trying to figure out who they are or something like that. I'm getting a feeling that this is a person who's pretty, has a certain position, and not like they're not trying to figure out who they are on a philosophical level, because all of us are to some extent until we die. But this person, you know, they have a certain position where that, you know, maybe even authority. I feel they could have a position of authority. They could be a leader in some kind of, they could be working in an intellectual profession. I'm feeling something that mixes creativity with intellectualism. So this could be literally any STEM field. They could be a programmer. Like I said, STEM field. I'm not particularly strongly, actually, wait. Yeah, actually, they could be working in the medical field. If they are working in the medical field, they are definitely more focused on something like cardiology, like the health of the, yeah, the vascular, the cardiovascular system. I'm also feeling that this is a person who's pretty defensive. So, yeah, I mean, they're really rational and defensive. So, like, when you do meet them, when you are in the courtship phase, you need to be careful not to give them any reason to mistrust you. I'm also getting strong, like I said, similarly to especially pile number one. I think this could, actually pile number one and pile number two. This could be definitely also a person who is an entrepreneur or self-employed or something like that, because you have the Ace of Swords and then you have the Three of Pentacles, which shows that, you know, collaborate. It's like the Ace of Swords is the start of an idea or the start of a venture, and then the Three of Pentacles shows, you know, working with different people, delegating tasks and all that stuff. This is also a person who is really diligent and most likely skilled. They could even be working in something like civil engineering, construction, something like that. But I'm feeling like this is definitely a person who is in some kind of a position where they give orders. They could also just be completely self-made as an entrepreneur because of the Ace of Swords and the Sun. Like this is someone who has very creative ideas. They could even be pioneering in some ways. Obviously not everyone can be a pioneer, but they could have like flashes like of brilliance, really brilliant ideas. And yeah, this person is very, very, very independent. But yeah, I definitely feel like this is someone who could work in real estate or, yeah, civil engineering, something like that, something to do with homes. I think they also like to travel. And I feel like even the painful, like basically the painful experiences that they have gone through, they managed to make the most of them. They have learned their lessons, even though they were probably really hurt and lingered in pain for a while. Eventually, they just learn to move on and take the lessons they have learned and not carry the emotions with them eventually. But I think they went through some kind of serious disappointments that, you know, left some scars on them. Took a while for them to see the light again. And I definitely feel like this is especially to do with relationships, like romantic relationships, or maybe, you know, some other relationships, family, friends, maybe family especially. I also think that if this is a man, probably this is a pretty patriarchal person. I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but I feel like this is a person who's quite traditional. Irrespective, though, of their gender and how traditional they are, this is a person who, like I said, they like to protect their loved ones. So, especially if you're a woman, you're going to feel very safe with this person. Like they are there for you, they're dependable. They will help you materially and also with advice if you need it, whenever you need it. This person gives great advice. I feel like that's another thing. This is what also leads me to believe that this could be someone who's like a senior something, an executive or something, because of the energies here. Like this shows a person that people basically go to for advice, you know, probably someone with a lot of life experience and someone who has seen some rough times in their lives, maybe professionally as well. Yeah, like I said, with respect to profession, this could definitely be in any kind of self-employed, any kind of creative endeavor as well, especially dramatic arts or painting, I would say. They could also really enjoy cooking and, you know, working with fire. If this person is coming from foreign lands, I mean, actually, irrespective of where they're coming from, they're gonna like heat. They're gonna like to go in sunny places, maybe Africa or something, or whatever well, nowadays even Europe. But you know what I mean, like they're gonna go to like really hot places, places where they can lie in the sun. Actually, I feel like, yeah, this could be like a person who comes from a hot place, like maybe even some kind of area with a lot of desert as well. But yeah, pretty much this is what I see from the card. So let me get to the experimental astrological segment. Spirit, already one note popped out. A Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's partner? Tell me, Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 3's partner? Who are they? Future spouse, who are they? Who is pile number 3's future spouse, Spirit? What can you tell me about them? One more. Spirit, okay. That was fast. Let me see. Second house. Mercury. Scorpio. Sagittarius. First house. Mars. Oh. Okay, so we don't have the sun. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm kidding. There's still plenty of fire here. So you have Mars and Scorpio and the first house. This really reinforces, well, this hunter energy. This is a person who, well, the first house, Mars, Scorpio, Sagittarius, all of this. This is all the fire energy here. This is a person who is a go-getter, who is also can have a tendency to be tough and sometimes impulsive, but they're definitely very passionate, very self-driven, very competitive also, I think, especially when it comes to their career. Definitely a lot of masculine energy. If this is a woman, well, what can I say? Get used to it. This is a woman who's pretty intense. Scorpio, Mars, reinforcement of the Mars energy, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars. And yeah, so this is a person also Scorpio, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is going hand in hand with the Two of Wands. So this is a person who, like I said, could be from a foreign land, likes to travel. Also someone who is, how should I put it, open-minded, you know, quite cultivated, has seen some, is quite, how should I put it, not cultivated, has like a broad view of things. So this actually, you know, tends to support something like an entrepreneur. Second house means this person cares a lot about their family. This could even be a person you meet through your family for some of you. Also, this is a person who likes to cook. Like I said, this is a reinforcement. If you know astrology, you know what I'm talking about. Second house is about your tastes in food. And also another thing with liking to cook, for some of you, this could be someone who is in some kind of a profession connected to cooking, okay, or working with fire, but I would say especially cooking. So they could be running a restaurant or a fast food place or something. Fast food place is, yeah, you know. Mercury and Scorpio, both of them kind of suggest entrepreneur. I mean, they're the kind of energies you want to see in the chart of an entrepreneur. So Mercury shows a person who's good at communication. They're youthful in energy. So irrespective of their age, maybe they're older than you, but they still have a good amount of youthful energy. They're probably quite humorous. They have a good sense of humor. They like to communicate. They're probably good at any form of communication, any or all of them. Very creative, so this goes hand in hand with being creative. They probably have a pretty good voice as well. But I think with these influences, this could be a person who's like a good writer or a creative writer. Yeah, with the Scorpio, this is a person that you cannot get to know easily. So this kind of goes hand in hand with what I said initially about the cards, that this is a person that could come across as a little bit shut off, defensive, maybe difficult for you to get to know them. The Scorpio actually, to some extent, also kind of goes hand in hand with the qualities of the Queen of Swords, which is, you know, a person who's like really stoic, really, you know, vigilant, scans their surroundings for threats on a regular basis. So definitely a person that you cannot fool and nobody can fool. So that's a good thing. They're also very resourceful, very deep, very passionate. Also shows someone who can be very passionate in intimacy. With the first house, again, this is a person who definitely has, I would say, like not just strong masculine energy, but they're very focused on their self-development. They probably care a lot about their physical appearance. So I would not be surprised if they're also quite athletic. Also with Mars in the first house. So this could also literally be a person who's like an athlete, into some kind of sports, or is, I don't know, like a fitness instructor, anything to do with the physical body. They could also be an engineer. They could be a doctor, especially a doctor that has to do with let's say like a physical therapist, something to do with the physical body, the muscles in the body, the blood, or they could be like a head doctor. I mean like a head doctor. Not like I don't mean like a head doctor. Not like a shrink. I mean like a dentist, or like ear, nose, and throat person, especially with the second house as well. Definitely, this could be a person who is like like even an ophthalmologist or something like that. So this is if they're in the medical field, it could be a possibility. This is also a person who I think likes to read. They like to cultivate themselves all the time. This is probably a person who really likes self-help books, whether they say it or not in public, because with a Scorpio, they probably do not, easily let on with who they are, like with their, you know what I mean? Like they're not an open book. They're pretty secretive. What I'm also getting is that, I mean, this is not about physical appearance, but I think for some of you at least, this could be a person who's pretty sturdy physically. Like they could be pretty robust looking, and athletic, goes hand in hand with athleticism. And what else? Yeah, pretty blunt. Pretty blunt. This is a person who does not sugarcoat things and likes things to be direct and out in the open, and probably likes to communicate things clearly. Doesn't want confusion. They could be also like working in their parents' business, or working in the family lineage, like, again, I don't know, this could be a variety of things. Like if their parent was a doctor, they're working, in the practice of their parent or something like that. They could be working with their parents. I also think that family is really important to this person, not just the family that they're going to build, but especially the family of origin. Yeah, pretty much. So this is pretty much what I can see in your reading, and I hope that you have found it interesting, because I definitely have. And please comment in the comment section if you have enjoyed it, or if you liked it, what you liked, what you didn't like, maybe. Yeah, questions, anything you want to write in the comment section would be very much appreciated. And also, of course, if you have liked the video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and also consider clicking the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. And of course, if you're interested in a personal reading, you can email me at the email in the video description, and I can give you further details with respect to how you can get a reading. Okay, thank you. Hello, pile number 4. This is your reading if you have chosen the green aventurine. I hope you can tell it's green. And or this card over here that says Tiny Triumphs. Okay, I'm going to start with the shuffling here, so I'm going to add timestamps. You can skip directly to the reading because I'm going to be taking my time. Okay, Spirit. Already. Oh my god, like, is this going to count? I don't know. I think I'm going to reshuffle, because, like, normally I do not take jumping cards, and I didn't even ask the question this time, and that card popped up. But if it pops up again, then you know it was definitely a message. Okay. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4's future spouse? The people who have chosen the green aventurine crystal. What can you tell me about pile number 4's future spouse? What characteristics do they have? Who are they as a person? What is their story? What line of work are they in? What are their interests? What is their personality? Help me out, Spirit. Anything you would like to give me would be much appreciated. Anything you would like to give me would be pretty much appreciated. Both of these wanted to come out. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4? People who have chosen this one. People who have chosen the green aventurine. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4 and their future spouse? Who is their future spouse or their future long-term romantic partner? This one? Their future long-term romantic partner. Actually, this one. Okay, let me see the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Moon. Okay, let me get some more cards. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4, the people who have chosen the green aventurine crystal? Who is their future spouse or future long-term romantic partner? What kind of person are they? What is their personality? Anything you want to tell me, Spirit? Anything you want to give me would be much appreciated. Who is pile number 4, the people who have chosen this crystal, the aventurine crystal? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Who is their future spouse, Spirit? Anything you can tell me about them would be much appreciated. What is their career? What is their personality? Who are they? What is their story, Spirit? What is their story? For people who the people who chose the green aventurine, who is their future spouse, Spirit? Help me out. Who is their future spouse? Pile number 4. Who is their future spouse? Nah, not this one. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4's future spouse? Who are they? What line of work are they in? What personality do they have? Who are they? Who is pile number 4's future spouse? Who is pile number 4's future spouse, Spirit? Okay, you have the 8 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Swords, the High Priestess, the King of Pentacles, loads of pentacles here. And 2 more oracle cards. Spirit, what can you tell me about pile number 4's future spouse? The people who have chosen the green aventurine crystal. Who is pile number 4's future spouse, Spirit? The people who have chosen the green aventurine crystal. What kind of a person are they? Who is their future spouse? What kind of a person is their future spouse? I feel drawn to this one, to be honest, or maybe not. Spirit, who is pile number 4's future spouse? Help me out. Who is pile number 4's future spouse? This one. So let's see. Moose, wisdom, and dear with love. Okay, so dear with love. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Moose, wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. Ooh. This actually goes hand in hand with the cards, but I'm going to get into it in a bit. And now I'm going to read the description for this oracle card that says Tiny Triumphs. Number 21 from the booklet. Let me see. Attitude, belief, power of perseverance. A big mouse dressed as a circus trainer is holding a small eagle. The situation is inverted. The predator is small and the prey is big. This card urges us to believe in ourselves. Don't ever think You're too small or too outmatched in a situation. Inner size is what matters. Think back to a time when you felt good about an achievement. Don't give up now. With patience and hard work, you will triumph in the end. And this actually confirms the card so much already, but I'm going to get into it in a bit. So this is about your future spouse or your future partner, not so much about you. Although, of course, if you identify with it, it could be that you are sharing some things in common. Actually, I'm going to take 2 more cards to clarify. Two of Swords. Spirit, what is the Two of Swords? Please clarify the Two of Swords. What are the 2 paths shown by the Two of Swords? What are the 2 paths shown by the Two of Swords in this spread? What does the Two of Swords show, Spirit? What does the Two of Swords show, Spirit? No, I'm not feeling this one. Spirit, what does the Two of Swords show in this spread? What are the 2 paths? What is the second path shown by the Two of Swords in this spread? King of Pentacles. 5 of Swords, interesting. Great. I'm just going to leave them, I don't know, here. Okay. So what I can say is this person already has probably the strongest intuition out of the rest of the piles because of the Moon and the High Priestess. This is a person who is very intuitive, very creative, very emotional. Like the Moose card said, you know, the ancestors speak through you. I think this person, especially early on in life, did not trust their intuition. But especially with all the pentacles here, I feel like this is a person who was raised to be very much following the beaten path. So I feel like on the surface, their personality seems very pragmatic. This is also a person who is very likely self-made, has a good financial position. And I mean, with the High Priestess, like this is definitely someone I think who has strong Cancerian energies or a lot of water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But I think strong Cancer energy or strong Moon energy, a strong Moon in their horoscope. This is a person who cares a great deal about security. They're very diligent, very responsible. Most likely their profession is something they have worked at for a long time and they have built it steadily over time. It's not like some kind of overnight success. I also feel like sometimes they are torn between these 2 options, which shows that one of them is the King of Pentacles, the other one is the 5 of Swords, which is an interesting dichotomy. I think that basically this shows that sometimes this person has been tempted to cut corners in their lives or just take the easy way out. But if, you know, they're kind of like indecisive sometimes whether to choose. They could be indecisive in general, to be honest. This actually makes me think of, well, which actually goes hand in hand with the Moon energy. So the Moon energy is kind of like, you know, changing with the tide, ebb and flow, that kind of thing. So they could be a person who does have some moodiness to them. Like, they're definitely a person who's extremely emotional and sensitive, irrespective of their gender. So because of that, they could also be kind of indecisive at times. And yeah, I feel like sometimes they are tempted to take the easy way out, but they realize when they do take the easy way out, or when they consider taking the easy way out, they recognize that that is a hollow victory somehow. Like, I feel like they feel their path is about building something steadily, brick by brick. And I'm especially referring to their career. I definitely feel like this is a person who has a strong desire to have a career. Most likely they are quite established. By the time that you get together, like if you're in a stable relationship, you get in a stable relationship with this person, it's very likely that this person is, you know, in a pretty established position, someone who is a trained professional. It's very likely that this person has, like, maybe they don't have a higher education actually, but they have some kind of a career trajectory that they have worked at for a long time, maybe from childhood. They have just built their lives brick by brick, and they reach a position ultimately by, you know, the midlife, I would say, they will reach a position of very good financial security. And this is a person who's self-made. This is a person who will rely on their own efforts. They are also very traditional, I would say. Maybe not very, but they're definitely, I would say, leaning towards traditionalism. They probably want to get married, like, very likely. I mean, with the Hierophant here. And it's also interesting with the Hierophant and the High Priestess. I feel like this is also a person who has an audience. So this could be a person who literally has, like, maybe they are even a priest, like someone who is in or not necessarily a priest, in a different religion, but they could be some kind of a spiritual leader, religious leader when it comes to profession. They could also be anything to do with spiritual esoteric professions, so like astrologer, tarot, some kind of healing professions. Even if these are not their source of income, they could be into Reiki, for instance, learning about chakras. They also have very original ideas. They have a lot of ideas, actually. Like, they're really intellectually creative. This person is, I would say in your case, more likely to be, well, actually, no, forget it. Oh, I just realized, wow, look at this. Like, you have the King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Yeah, like, this shows that it's really interesting, because they're going back and forth with the Moon and the indecisiveness, because I took these cards out to clarify the Two of Swords. So this shows, like, the two sides that they're hovering between, you know? So it's like, I feel like in their maximum potential, they are the King of Coins, but there is a side of them also that is very insecure. Oh, that's another thing. I feel like this is a person who, it also goes hand in hand with this card, Tiny Triumphs, the description for it. I feel like this is a person who could be dwelling on, you know, past mistakes or, you know, past failures. So especially with the Moon energy and the Five of Swords here, this is a person who definitely has a lot of insecurities, whether they let on or not. So that's something to take into account, because you don't want to, you know, further exacerbate those insecurities. Maybe support them. They need someone, I think, who can give them emotional support and encouragement at times. This is also a person who works very hard. I feel like they have worked very hard to have what they want, or they will, depending on when you meet them in their lives. I'm not trying to say that this person is going to be super established when you meet them or when you get into a relationship with them, but this is their maximum potential. The Ten of Coins shows, wow, like, they're working towards building a legacy. This is a person who's very diligent, very determined. I would not be surprised if this person has a strong Saturn, Capricorn energy. Also, they could, what I see strongly here astrologically is a lot of Earth. So Earth can be, but also the King of Pentacles to me also is Capricorn energy. The Hierophant to some extent also is Saturnian energy. So I feel like there is potentially strong Saturn energy here. If this person is, like, even if this person is younger than you, actually, this is a person who's pretty mature in outlook. But at the same time, there is a bit of a Peter Pan energy here. Like, this is a person who might be struggling with commitment, at least at some point in their lives, or just their indecisiveness is making them, you know, go back and forth, ebb and flow, like the Moon. This is also, I think, unfortunately, a person who had a pretty rough childhood. The moon shows basically, could even show traumas, to be honest. Like, it could show a person who didn't have an easy upbringing, you know, a person who might still be carrying something like residual pain from their lives. With the Page of Swords, and wait, I just realized the Page of Swords came out twice. I thought it was two separate pages. But yeah, the Page of Swords shows this person has a lot of intellectual energy. Like I said, there is a little bit of a Peter Pan energy. And again, I'm getting also potentially Mercury energy here, like some Gemini maybe, or the other air signs as well. But I'm feeling especially Mercury or Gemini. So a person who is youthful in energy and, you know, has a lot of ideas, but they could be struggling to follow through at times. They're also a person who really likes to learn. They're very curious, versatile, probably good at communicating. So I'm definitely feeling like potentially religious professions or something to do with imagination, intuition. With all of these pentacles, this could also literally be a person who's running their own business. They're self-employed, or maybe not started their own business, but they are somehow, you know, pretty independent. I would say they're not the kind of person who just has like a day job and that's it. They're probably working towards financial independence. They're driven to make money. And they have the ability to become the King of Pentacles. Like, so it's either they have the ability, depending on how it resonates. For some of you, it could be that this is a person who is like hovering back and forth between becoming the King of Pentacles and, like, on the other hand, staying the Page of Swords, if that makes sense. So like, I feel like this is a person, or like, so they're either going back and forth, or they're in a more immature stage when you meet them, and at some point they will become the King of Pentacles. But I'm feeling like this is a person who in some way has two sides, which is also kind of shown by the moon because of this dog and wolf. So like, this is a person who, probably because of their upbringing, there is some kind of a dichotomy between, maybe, yeah, the intuition part shows that this person has still has difficulty trusting their intuition, and maybe even trusting their ideas. Like, they are full of ideas, but they might be afraid to pursue them, at least at some point in their life. So I definitely feel like I'm getting a feeling that this is a person who needs a little bit of encouragement. Like, they would do best with a person who can, you know, be there, supportive, and not rush them at the same time, but kind of gently nudge them in the right direction. However, this is also a person who is responsible, and I feel really competent and intelligent. And I feel like when it comes to relationship, this is definitely a person who can make you feel secure, who can give you stability, but at the same time, they still have like that kind of a Peter Pan energy where they're like, you know, pretty playful and like probably humorous, and also pretty enthusiastic, especially about intellectual pursuits and ideas. This is definitely a person, like, this is a person even that you could be working with, or like you could end up working with, building a, maybe a family business with. I think it could be for some of you, because the Ten of Pentacles to me is something that shows not just a successful professional life, but also a successful family. So of course it could just mean that this person cares about both of these things equally. Like, they're trying to juggle, you know, having a family with having a career as well. But I definitely feel like for this person, having a professional life is very important. They have like they have a lot of ideas and a strong desire to, you know, to perform, to excel in the world. They could also be like a writer. I feel like they definitely could be in any kind of profession connected to communication. But also with your pile more than the others, I'm getting like esoteric stuff. I mean, even this card, like now that I think about it, is the Magician. I mean, even though it says the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Coins, it's showing a basically hocus pocus kind of person. So I definitely feel like this is someone who could be even making a living out of some kind of an intuitive profession, you know, or some kind of a new age thing like spirituality, tarot, astrology, Reiki, healing professions as well. But by the same token, this could also just be a person who, also they could be a person who works in real estate, and or they could be in some kind of a position where they're teaching, you know. It could be on various things. I'm definitely seeing that this is someone who's very versatile and energetic. I'm definitely picking up that kind of energy, that kind of mercurial energy. Okay, so this is pretty much what I can see from the cards. But this person has to, yeah, one final thought. They have to, basically the message here is, and if this is your future spouse, it's something to take into account because maybe it might help to guide them in the right direction. But this is a person who I think needs to discipline themselves. They need to discipline themselves and to be focused. But I think for them, it's actually not so much about discipline. It's also a tendency for them to be scattered, I think, and to want to try different things at the same time. But more than that, I feel like there's some kind of a deep insecurity going on, and I feel like it stems from childhood in their case. Like maybe their childhood environment just wasn't supportive enough, and they carry some deep wounds from the past. But the plus side with this person is that this person can read people very well. So they're very good at working with people, I feel. Whether they realize it or not. They might be a little bit shy on the surface, but this is a person who understands people very well and has very good intuition. Okay, so this is what I can see. And now for the experimental part, which is astrology cards. Astrological messages. Spirit, tell me, who is pile number 4's future spouse? Who is pile number 4's future spouse, Spirit? Who is pile number 4's future spouse? Is that 6? Yes. Aries, interesting. Mars. Aquarius. Sixth house. Jupiter. Scorpio. Okay, like if you felt drawn to pile number 3, you have to check out pile number 3 as well. Okay, so when it comes to this person's personality, you have Aries, Aquarius, Scorpio. This person has, well, the Scorpio part definitely explains the deep waters. Like, I feel like something that describes this person is still waters run deep. Like, I feel like maybe this is the kind of person that on the surface seems like they're very professional, but like maybe they don't even talk much, especially when you first get to know them. But they have very deep emotions. They have a very strong intuition. They're very good at reading people also with this card. I think this one came out in 3 or all of them. I'm not sure exactly. But Scorpio in general shows a person who is just a natural born psychologist. This is a person who, you know, gets to the bottom of things, and they're also very intense, very possessive when it comes to romance. But this person is an interesting mix here because they also have Aquarius and they also have Aries. This is definitely a strong personality. Mars is very strongly represented here. So that maybe explains all of the, you know, career cards coming out. This is a person who's very driven, I feel. They are very driven to succeed. And also the Aquarius shows, like I said, some kind of a new age thing. This could definitely be a person who is into astrology or like tarot. They might even be into like very new age things like aliens and stuff. But not that I'm mocking people who, you know, are in those kinds of interests. To each his own. But yeah, they could be very much into the new age stuff, anything new age, like Reiki. Like I said, I definitely feel with the sixth house, this is a reinforcement that this person could be some kind of a healer. They are in service, like they're doing something in service. The sixth house is basically, I mean, that kind of makes sense that this person might actually be some kind of a spiritual leader or you know, some kind of a position where they just help people directly, you know. Could even be a psychotherapist with a Scorpio energy, and or they, with the Aries and the Mars, this could be a physical something. Could even be a sexologist, basically, with all this Mars energy in the sixth house, like, but something to do with helping people, you know, being healthier. And also involving the body and the mind, I would say, but especially the body. So like they could be a physical therapist, like I said, sexologist could be a thing. They could also potentially, for some of you, be an engineer, but if they are an engineer, they're a very kind of creative, out of the box sort of engineer. With Aquarius as well, there is a potential that this person is into technology. So like in the IT section. With Jupiter, like I said, actually Jupiter reinforces the Eight of Pentacles when I said that it's likely. I started to say, but eventually I corrected myself. But I do think that it is pretty likely this person has like higher education. I don't think they just have like high school diploma. Or even if they don't have like a degree in formal education, this is definitely a person who is constantly learning. They're constantly trying to grow and upgrade themselves. And also Jupiter, of course, goes hand in hand with the Hierophant. This could also be a person who is like working in the law, some kind of the law, the legislative system. And Mars and Jupiter together actually, again, kind of shows a person who likes to be independent, you know, working independently. So, but especially to do with, I feel, the sixth house, because this is like the only house that came out. So something to do with service, service or pets, the health system. And service basically means like it could be anything dedicated towards like the greater good. Either that, or, now that I think about it, this could be an athlete. This could be a person who is, you know, and in fact, I would say irrespective of what their profession is, I think this is a person who is very, very competitive. Very competitive. And in fact, they might be in some kind of a profession where they constantly have to deal with competition. So again, this really makes me think athlete, something that is challenging where they have to take on enemies on a regular basis, even could even be military, definitely. I forgot to say that, military, defense. But whichever profession, line of work they might be in, they, all of the things that I said before stand. So I feel like this is a person who definitely is, you know, very hardworking, very disciplined, probably has worked at their career for a long time, at building a career. And they also care a lot. So like they care a lot about their belief system is very important to them. Let me put it like that. So irrespective of whether they are more new age or if they are in a traditional religion, their belief system is really important. So most likely I feel like this person is in some kind of a religious community or a spiritual community. And they might be really active. They might be, sorry, a person who that other people turn to for advice, basically. A counselor. Yeah. I'm definitely getting like this could also be a lawyer. Now, bear in mind, of course, I know that this sounds like a lot of professions, but it's actually not that much when you think about it, because, you know, different people will be watching this video. So for some of you, it could be one. For some of you, it could be a combination of these different energies, depending, you know. So for instance, Mars in Aquarius could show a person who is in the IT sector, right? Aquarius and Jupiter could show a person who, like, let's say is a spiritual teacher and has like an online following, you know. There are all kinds of different combinations. Sixth house and Mars could show an athlete, and Aries as well, you know. But whichever the situation it may be, this person is definitely very, very strong in willpower and personality. But they also have like a sensitive side. So that's something to take into account. They have a sensitive / spiritual side. Definitely makes me think of, you know, still waters run deep with this person. Okay, so this is being pretty much what I can see. I'm gonna lay it out in case you want to see. You want to see the cards, the notes. Okay, so this is pretty much what I could see in your reading, and I hope that you have found it useful and that it has resonated maybe with what you have seen in other readings or what you have gotten from your astrological profiles if you're into astrology. And of course, feel free to comment in the comment section with anything you would like to say, whether you liked, you didn't like the reading, anything. And of course, if you did like the reading, please do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notifications bell to see when I will post a new video. And also, if you're interested in a personal reading in tarot, you can email me at the email in the video description. I will leave my contact information there, and you can email me for further details. Thank you.